7 convicted felons. That's what the nigga said, 7 convicted felons. How you get caught with all these got guns? How?
I don't know.
How?
You tell me.
What deal? You can't even find his records nowhere on this. What deal can you possibly make with the FBI with all these military weapons, silencers, homie? As many as he had with 7 convicted.
The beef between 50 Cent and the Harris family has set the internet on fire this weekend. T.I.'s son, King Harris, recorded a video on social media directly referencing 50 Cent's deceased mother, and the reaction has been immediate. So, let's get into exactly what happened, how it started, what was said, and why this situation has gone where nobody expected it to go. To understand how we got to King Harris on camera talking about 50 Cent's dead mother, we have to go back a few weeks. This whole thing started with a Versus challenge. During an episode of Nightcap Live earlier this month, T.I. accused 50 Cent of dodging a Versus battle against him. T.I. appeared on the show with Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco, and he did not hold back. He told the host that he called his man and said he wanted 50, but according to T1, at 50 don't want no smoke and was ducking smoke. Now, this was not the first time T.I. had pushed for this matchup. He had been talking about wanting to go head-to-head with 50 Cent in a Versus for years. On February 10th, hip-hop historian Newface posted on Instagram a resurfaced 2020 video of Tip on the phone with Kevin Hart pleading with him to tell 50 to step into the ring. As I was confident in his abilities to take down the Queens legend in a Versus. In that clip, T.I. declared himself the king of the South and said he spoke for all Southern people. T.Y. also sat down with Gillie the Kid and Wallow for an upcoming episode of $1 Million Worth of Game. T.I. has revealed that he no longer has respect for 50 Cent due to what happened around their potential and long-rumored Versus match. In a clip from the episode, T.I. went into detail about the match that, according to him, was supposed to have happened. He claimed that he and 50 had spoken about this privately. T.I. said it was about celebrating each other's catalog, that they had talked about it, and that he didn't call 50 out of the blue. They were moving around in Los Angeles, selling some shows together. According to T.I., the plan was that he would bring up the Versus idea publicly first, and then 50 would respond. But when T.I. did raise the possibility, he claims that 50 acted confused. That was what created the tension. T.I. felt disrespected. He felt like 50 had agreed to something and then backed out. And now 50 was pretending like the conversation never happened. 50 Cent, for his part, responded the way 50 Cent always does. He dismissed T.I.'s offer for a Versus in the way he knows best, by trolling on Instagram. He posted old footage of T.I. doing a Crime Stoppers commercial from 2010, implying that T.I. was a snitch. His caption read, "I know Atlanta pick and choose who they support, but y'all gotta do better, LOL. Keep my name out your mouth." Then 50 Cent went further. He retorted on Instagram, telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth, and later called Tip King Rat in the comment section of another post. That King Rat comment was a direct shot at T.I.'s image and legacy. It questioned his street credibility. For someone who built his career as the king of the South, being called a rat is about as damaging as it gets. T.I. was not having it. He fired back in the comment. 50 called Tip King Rat, and Tip didn't waste any time firing back, claiming that 50 was actually a rat in real life, and that 50 had lost his respect. T.I. wrote that only one of them was a rat in real life and that he had 50's paperwork. He told 50 to get in the box or shut up and live in fear. He called him soft. He said 50 had lost his respect. That was the energy going into the final week of February 2026. Two rap legends trading shots over a Versus that may or may not have been agreed upon. And the snitching allegations were flying in both directions. But then 50 Cent did something that changed the entire tone of the beef. Up to this point, the back and forth between 50 Cent and T.I. was more or less standard rap beef territory. Snitching allegations, Crime Stoppers footage, Instagram trolling, podcast rants. It was the kind of thing that generates headlines but stays within certain boundaries. Then on February 22nd, 2026, 50 Cent crossed into new territory. The drama escalated when 50 Cent shared an unflattering image of T.I.'s wife. Following their public back and forth over a potential Versus matchup, the photo was of Tamika Tiny Harris. He clapped back with some shady moves, including posting a not-so-flattering pic of T.I.'s wife, fellow ATL legend Tamika Tiny Harris. Now, Tiny Harris is not just T.I.'s wife. She is a Grammy-winning artist in her own right. She was a member of the R&B group X Escape, one of the defining girl groups of the 1990s. She has her own legacy, her own career, and her own fan base. She was not a participant in this beef. She had not said anything about 50 Cent. She had not inserted herself into the conversation between her husband and the G-Unit mogul. But 50 Cent posted the photo anyway. That is what 50 Cent does. For years, 50 Cent has built a reputation for stirring the pot. Sometimes it is strategic. Sometimes it is entertaining, and sometimes it is both. He has done it to Rick Ross. He has done it to Ja Rule. He has done it to Diddy. 50 Cent has beef with several peers besides T1, including Ja Rule, Diddy, Benzino, and more, posting images to mock his opponents or their families as part of his playbook. It is the 50 Cent formula. Push buttons, get a reaction, let the reaction become the story. And on February 22nd, it worked exactly as planned. The post blew up. People were talking about it. Some people thought it was funny, others thought it was disrespectful. But what mattered most was the reaction it got from the Harris family. T.I. also responded to 50's post about Tiny in the comments, but was considerably less vitriolic. T.I.'s response in the comments was direct but measured. He addressed the post, but he did not go off the rails. The father handled it the way a veteran in the game would handle it, firm but controlled. But someone else in the Harris household had a different approach entirely. And what he said next is what turned this from a standard hip-hop beef into one of the most talked about moments of the year so far. That didn't sit right with their son, King Harris, who went off on 50 on social media in defense of his mom. And when I say he went off, I mean he went off in a way that very few people expected and in a way that many people believe crossed every line there is. King Harris is the 21-year-old son of T.Y. and Tiny Harris. The 21-year-old rapper made it clear he wasn't staying silent while 50 Cent targeted his family during the ongoing Versus battle dispute. When he saw 50 Cent post that photo of his mother, he did not wait. He did not let his father handle it. He went straight to social media and recorded himself going off on 50 Cent, T.I. The son, King Harris, posted a fiery rant online aimed at 50 Cent after the rapper shared an unflattering photo of his mom, Tiny. And the content of that rant is what has the entire internet talking right now. King Harris repeatedly referenced 50 Cent's deceased mother in the rant, telling 50 to go dig her up and post a picture of her grave instead of bringing up his mom. In the expletive-filled rant, King repeatedly referenced 50 Cent's dead mother, telling him to post an image of her grave instead of bringing up his mom. He told 50 Cent to pay respect. He said he was not raised to let someone play with his mama. He said he was not going for it. And then he went further. He referenced his mother's career, calling her a legend. He referenced his mom's career of being part of the R&B group X Escape and being a Grammy winner. He told 50 Cent not to think he could compete on their level. He said they were on a different ball game. Now, here is the context that makes this situation heavier than a typical rap beef moment. 50 Cent's mother, Sabrina Jackson, was tragically killed when he was just 8 years old. It is a deeply personal chapter in his life that he has spoken about in interviews and through his music. Let me say that again. 50 Cent's mother was murdered when he was 8 years old. He grew up without her. He has spoken about how that loss shaped everything about who he became. Sabrina's untimely death profoundly impacted 50 Cent, leading him to blame her absence for any misfortunes in his life. And King Harris on camera repeatedly told 50 Cent to go dig up his dead mother. His mother was found unresponsive in her apartment, which had caught fire. 50 Cent believed that a street rival caused Sabrina Jackson's death. He said her killer allegedly laced her drink, turned on the gas, and set the house on fire. That is how Sabrina Jackson died. Despite the suspicious circumstances, no arrests were made, and her killer remains unidentified. 50 Cent was left to be raised by his grandparents. After his mother's death and his father's departure, Jackson was raised by his grandparents. He was a child with no mother and an absent father. Growing up in South Jamaica, Queens, surrounded by the same streets that took her life, the death of 50 Cent's mother happened when the rapper was 8 years old. He revealed that shock was the best way to describe how he felt when his mother died. He didn't understand it. To have a single parent as your guardian, they're your whole life. That is the person King Harris decided to talk about on camera, and that is why the reaction to his video has been so strong. The internet moved fast once King Harris's video started circulating. Raindrops Media posted the clip on X, noting that King Harris told 50 Cent to go dig up his deceased mother and post a picture of her grave site, after 50 posted the picture of Tiny. The video was picked up by World Star Complex All Hip Hop and every other major hip hop outlet within hours. While 50 Cent is known for having thick skin, invoking a deceased parent is widely viewed as crossing a line. Whether the comments were meant to provoke, defend, or simply go viral, the reaction was swift. Many fans expressed discomfort, especially those who have experienced the loss of a parent themselves. Now, there's a question about whether King Harris understood what he was doing in that moment. He is 21 years old. He grew up on reality TV. He grew up watching his parents navigate public life. He is not a stranger to cameras or to controversy, but there is a difference between being raised in the public eye and understanding the weight of certain words. King Harris clearly feels protective of his mother. That instinct is understandable. Still, stepping into the mud only deepens it. The internet has a way of amplifying every insult, turning private frustrations into public spectacles that live forever in screenshots and screen recordings. And that is exactly what happened here. The video lives forever now. It cannot be taken back. The words cannot be unsaid. And the man he said them about, 50 Cent, is not someone who forgets. If there is one thing the history of hip hop has taught us about Curtis Jackson, it is that he keeps receipts. He responds. And he often responds in ways that are more calculated and more damaging than whatever was thrown at him first. 50 Cent did what he does, and then King Harris went low, and then T.I. pulled up with bars. Because while his son was going off on social media, T.I. was in the studio. T.I. wasn't about to let it slide. He hit the studio and dropped a sneak peek of what sounds like a diss track aimed straight at 50. In the snippet of the DJ Toomp produced track seemingly titled War, T.I. doesn't hold back, making it clear he's not here for the games. So now we have a diss track in the mix. T.I. chose the route that hip hop has always respected, responding with music. King Harris chose a different route, responding with personal attacks on social media that many believe went too far. Fans are split. Some are hyped for a potential Versus showdown, while others are just grabbing popcorn to watch the drama unfold. But the conversation around this situation is not really about who wins the beef. It is about where the line is. This raises a bigger question about where we draw the line in hip-hop beef. 50 Cent posted an unflattering photo of Tiny Harris. That is disrespectful. Nobody is denying that. Posting someone's wife to mock them during a beef is a move that hits below the belt. But is it equivalent to going on camera and telling someone to dig up their dead mother? Is it equivalent to mocking the grave of a woman who was murdered when her son was 8 years old? Most people who have weighed in so far say no. Most people say that what King Harris did was not a proportional response. It was an escalation that took the situation to a place that is hard to come back from. For some, it is not about the artist involved. It is about the emotional weight of the words. There is also the matter of 50 Cent's history with this kind of thing. He has been in beefs before, where people have brought up his mother, and every single time it has not ended well for the person who went there. 50 Cent does not let those things slide. He has proven time and time again that when someone crosses that line, he will respond, and he will respond in a way that ensures the other person regrets it. So the question now is not whether 50 Cent will respond, it is how he will respond. And given his track record, the Harris family should be prepared for whatever comes next. Let's step back and look at this situation for what it is. What began as a friendly musical challenge between 50 Cent and T.I. has spiraled into a deeply personal beef that includes the kids. That sentence alone tells you how far this has gone. This started as a conversation about two rap legends comparing catalogs. It was supposed to be about music. It was supposed to be about competition. It was supposed to be about celebrating two careers that helped define an era of hip hop. And now we are talking about dead mothers, grave sites, unflattering photos of someone's wife, snitching allegations, and diss tracks. We all understand that in hip hop, there are no formal rules when it comes to competition. From battle raps in the park to chart-topping diss records, conflict has always been part of the culture. But there is a difference between lyrical sparring and personal disrespect. Right now, things feel like they are crossing that line, and that is the core issue. Hip-hop beef has always existed. It is part of the culture. It is part of what makes the genre exciting and competitive. But there have always been unwritten rules. You do not go after people's kids. You do not go after dead parents. You do not bring civilians into the beef. Once you cross them, it stops being competition and starts being something else. Hip-hop has matured into a global force that influences fashion, politics, film, and business. The pioneers who once battled in parks are now executives, moguls, and mentors. With that evolution comes responsibility. Younger artists and fans are watching how conflict is handled. When disputes spiral into personal attacks involving family members, it risks normalizing a level of disrespect that can spill offline. And that is exactly what we are watching play out right now. King Harris is a younger generation figure who grew up watching his parents on TV and on social media. He grew up in a world where going viral is currency, where the most outrageous thing you say gets the most attention, where clout is measured in views and reposts. And in that world, telling 50 Cent to dig up his dead mother gets you on every blog, every podcast, and every YouTube channel within hours. But at what cost? At some point, the question becomes simple. How low do we go? 50 Cent is 50 years old. He has built an empire. He has a television production company. He has business interests across multiple industries. He survived being shot 9 times, sharing his outlook on business and his past encounters, including surviving being shot 9 times. 50 Cent said he became a man with the least amount of fear in the room. He believed these experiences had toughened him, allowing him to approach business discussions with greater courage. He lost his mother to murder when he was a child. He has been through things that most people cannot imagine. And a 21-year-old got on social media and told him to dig up his dead mother. The power imbalance here is worth noting. 50 Cent is one of the biggest names in entertainment history. King Harris, with all due respect, is known primarily as T.Y. and Tiny's son. He has not yet built a career that stands on its own. He does not have a catalog. He does not have a business empire. He has a famous last name and a social media presence. And he just picked a fight with one of the most ruthless competitors in hip-hop history. The ongoing dispute between T.I. and 50 Cent shows no signs of cooling, with both artists maintaining their positions on the proposed Versus battle. T.I. continues pushing for the matchup, while 50 Cent appears uninterested in engaging, creating an impasse that has now drawn in family members and escalated beyond typical rap beef boundaries. That is where we are. An impasse that has drawn in family members and escalated beyond typical rap beef boundaries. I wants the Versus. 50 Cent does not appear to care about the Versus, but now, with King Harris's comments about his mother, 50 Cent has something else to care about. And if history is any guide, he will care about it very much. If this is truly about pride and competition, perhaps it should return to music, or better yet, go silent altogether. Hip-hop has always thrived on intensity, but it also thrives on discipline and creativity. Hopefully, cooler heads prevail before words turn into something far more serious. But let's be honest about what is probably going to happen. 50 Cent is not known for letting things go. He is not known for taking the high road. He is not known for turning the other cheek. He carried a beef with Ja Rule for over a decade. He spent years trolling Diddy before the situation with Diddy became what it became. He does not forget and he does not forgive. King Harris opened a door that is going to be very hard to close. His father, T.Y., is at least responding with music, which is the format that hip-hop respects. What began as a friendly musical challenge between 50 Cent and T, it has spiraled into a deeply personal beef that includes a new song by Tip. T.I. going to the studio is the right move. Making a diss track is how this game has always been played. But King Harris did not go to the studio. He went to social media and he said words that cannot be taken back. Words about a woman who was murdered. Words about a grave. Words that in the context of 50 Cent's life story hit in a place that is deeper than any rap beef. We will see what happens next. We will see how 50 Cent responds. We will see if T.I. pulls his son back or lets him continue. We will see if the Versus actually happens or if this beef has now gone too far for it to happen. We will see if cooler heads prevail. But right now in this moment, the internet is watching and the internet has already made its judgment. Whether the comments were meant to provoke, defend, or simply go viral, the reaction was swift. Many fans expressed discomfort, especially those who have experienced the loss of a parent themselves. King Harris went on camera and told 50 Cent to dig up his deceased mother, and the internet is not going to forget it. Neither is 50 Cent. That is where we are. That is how a Versus challenge turned into this. And that is why everyone is watching to see what happens next. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was King Harris right to defend his mother? Did he go too far? And what do you think 50 Cent's next move is going to be? Drop your thoughts below. And if you have not already, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss the next update on this situation, because it is far from over.